So guys, we're back here with another video. This is the first time I have done a live stream like this. Um, if you like this kind of content, let me know. I know a few of you do like this type of content that I do create. So I pretty much make this kind of content to bring awareness to fellow otakus and fellow weebs, basically. But today we are going to be talking about nosy people and how they have no life. And what I mean by that is these people, they look, y'all, like their lives are so pathetic. It's honestly ridiculous at this point because it's like, there's a lot we're going to get into, a lot we're going to break down in this. So like I said, if you do like this type of content that I do create, make sure you like, follow the channel, subscribe, click the bell notification if you're new. And without further ado, we will get into this topic. So what I really want to talk about first is the mindset and life of the nosy person. And by the way, I do have my laptop here, and I'm going to monitor y'all's comments if anybody comments. So feel free to comment, and then I'll answer you. Anyway, I'm going to show you like how the mindset they have, because it's like, these people, that's just all they do all day long. Like these people, they don't have what you would call a normal life like a normal person. And another thing too is like they also will gossip about you, gossip about all these other people. And another thing is what they do is the nosy person, they will try to find out a lot of information about you. And even if they can't like get like some information, what they will do is they will twist stuff up in their head, make up stuff in their head, the version of how they want you to be. And, it's like they will go and then gossip about this, gossip about that. And it's like, a prime example, like in my town, y'all, is like almost everybody literally drives around all freaking day. Like they drive around all day, seeing who's at whose house, seeing who's not home, and then even will go as far as to text them saying, hey, we drove by your house and we saw you wasn't home, and we was just wondering where you was at. And it's like, this is really pathetic, y'all. This is really pathetic. And like, another thing too is like, when you're walking or you're driving your vehicle, people are watching you 24/7. Like you're constantly being watched all the time. Like that's why I put "they're watching us" in the video title. Like the other day I was recording a YouTube short that I have not uploaded yet, and a YouTube video as well. And when I was walking, I literally had people look at me like they've never seen a person walk down the road, like a YouTuber walk down the road to record a video. And I was getting like all these weird looks, all this kind of weird stuff. And I was minding my own business. And it's like, when you walk past someone's house, it's like, pay attention. Because if you'll notice, like, I'll tell you how you notice like a nosy person in their home. So a nosy person, when you go by their house, hey, how's it going, Storm? How's it going, Rosa? And how is it going, Gigi? So yeah, it's like, these people, the blinds, if you ever notice, where a part in the blinds where it's like that, and it's like it's broke off or it's like really bent really bad. It's like, that's proof right there that they're constantly looking out them. And some people will even go as far as to go, like, because there's a lot of people in my town who don't even do curtains. They don't even hang a blanket up over the freaking window. Like, the reason these people do it is so they can have constant access to who's walking by, who's driving by. Oh, what are they doing? And it's like, but they have no life. They're always so obsessed with other people's lives. These people are the most miserable people, some of the most miserable people on the planet. They're very narcissistic as well. If you ever meet them, gang stalkers. Yes, that's exactly. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We've talked about this topic on the channel before, gang stalking, but I am going to talk a tad bit about it. Yeah. So this is the first time I've done video formats like this. So, but another thing too is like, how you mentioned gang stalking is like when I'll go walking, like do my exercise, I will notice the same car will come down the road like several times. And it's like, you're not lost. You're playing stupid. You're just trying to see who I am, what I'm doing, where I'm going, all of that crap. That's what you're trying to find out. And it's like, if they can't figure that out, they will even go and try to ask other people about like, oh, did you see so and so? So and so was like, they were walking down the road, or oh, I saw so and so. They walked into Aldi's, or they walked into the Walmart, and it's like, who really cares? Who really cares? But these people do, because they're constantly watching us. Your neighbors are constantly watching you. I mean, the government's watching you. We obviously know that, but we're not necessarily talking about that. But they are nosy too. But anyway, we're kind of talking about your common fellow human being here. So it's like, next time you go out walking, pay attention to like the blinds of like people's windows. Like, don't just sit there and stare them down, but like sit there and kind of glance. And then if you see like that in a person's blinds, more than likely they are staring at you at that second. More than likely. And it's like, it's very pathetic to have this kind of mindset. It's very pathetic to live this type of life, this type of lifestyle. Like, I don't understand why people are so worried about what others are doing. I really don't. Like, I mean, sure. I mean, I could understand, like, if somebody was doing something that they shouldn't do, like, hey, by all means, like, tell them, hey, I don't think you should be doing this. People aren't nosy in my state. I highly disagree with that, because I watch quite a few people that live in the state of California that talk about that. People are nosy everywhere. You just don't notice it. But it's like another thing too is like, say you're out in your own yard, and it's like, people are driving by, like they'll literally slow down. They'll literally slow down just to see who you are, what you're doing, why you live in the specific area. Oh, they live there. Is anybody at your house? Do you have company? Like, it's very stupid, like, but they do this. And another thing that they will do as well is, I've even had this happen. Like, I watched a guy today, he mentioned it in his video, And I was actually shocked to hear him mention this because I've had this happen so many times, it's not even funny. And like you'll be in a grocery store, like say Walmart or Aldi or whatever, and you'll like go down an aisle and like nobody's in it. Like nobody is in this aisle. And you'll be looking at an item, say you're looking at like pastaroni pasta, and then this person who's nosing around will literally just come and almost kind of try to run or jog or fast-paced walk to the aisle you're in. And then they will coincidentally start looking at the same item you're looking at. And then they'll be like, I'm going to buy this, it's very weird behavior. It's very weird behavior, very toxic behavior. And it's like, these people have nothing else better to do. They claim, oh, well, my life's this, my life's that. Oh, I've got this type of job. I've got this, I've got this career. Okay, well, why don't you go and focus on that? Why don't you go and focus on a hobby like, LOL, that has happened to me on several occasions. Dude, yes, it's like, it happens to everybody. It's just like, I guess nobody bothers me except when I'm at my job or they need help finding something. Dude, I'm telling you, they do it. You just don't notice it. So it's like, another thing too is like, cashiers. Like, I get, you got to kind of watch around to make sure nobody steals anything. That's cool. That's fine. But then again, there's also cameras for that. So like, when I've even been in incidences where like some cashiers be like, just sitting there staring, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, I've been in a lot of places to where this has happened, and there's no shortage of it. Like, I guarantee you, everybody that watches this video or will ever watch this video, they will come to find that the stuff that I'm saying, they've been through it, that they've noticed it. That, or maybe they haven't noticed it, but like, going back to like the neighbors watching, like I was doing I catch some people at my job staring at me for no reason too. Then when I try to talk to them, they act as if they have no interest or I'm bothering them. Well, yeah, because they don't. These people do not want confrontation. They don't want a conversation. They want just to find the latest gossip, the latest news. Like, it's like, there's like a lot of people that are nosy. They'll be like, oh, I watched this on the news. The news said this, and Fox News said that, and oh, CNN said that. And it's like, they're only watching it because they're nosy. Like, then, all that news is fake BS anyway. It's all propaganda. Well, that's a topic for another video. But the thing is like, these nosy people, like I was out and about, just outside, playing water balloons with my wife, right? We was just kind of just trying to have like, kind of let the child in us out, because we're adults and we've never done that since we were children, and it's been a long time. So it's like, hey, why not, And, there was literally this guy, he was so nosy, it bothered him so bad that he's like, oh, well, I wish you would pick up these GD balloons. And, and this guy is a nosy as hell. He's the type that drives around all the time, see who's at whose house, what everybody's doing, who knows who, or what, whatever. And it's like, he's a drunk, so it's like, yeah, guy has no life, no woman wants him, obviously. And, but yeah, it's a very sad and pathetic thing. I'll tell you another thing you'll hear too, is like, especially on social media, or, and they even talk about this in person, they'll be looking up, like trying to look you up. And, You know, they'll try to see who you took pictures with or who's in the photos with you. And, you know, it's like, and then they want to try to find out about them, who's in the photos with you. Oh, who's that? Or, you know, like who's in that photo? Like, oh, who is he? Who is he hugging? You know, who is she kissing? You know, it's like, really? Like your life is so bad to the point to where this is all you can do. Like, and I'll tell you another thing, when they find out if that's you in the picture or if it's someone else in the picture, they'll be like, that's so and so. That's that's him. That's Alex right there in the picture, you know. Or, oh, that's Hannah right there. And it's like, you know, this is honestly sad and pathetic. It's very sad and pathetic, and that's why I deleted my Instagram and other socials except Discord and YouTube. Facts, dude. Facts. Like, as far as like, I have a Facebook, but I only talk to one person on there sometimes. Like, I mostly use it for like the groups. Like, that's about it. I don't talk to nobody though. But I use it for wallpaper mostly. But anyway, yeah, it's like another thing too is where, like, you know, I've been in stores, like, because I'm the type of person, like, I don't believe in buying my wife flowers. I would rather buy her something else that would last, or, you know, something more thoughtful, because flowers die. You pay like so much money for flowers and then they just die. And then now she doesn't have them. And it's like, you know, these one nosy people before, like they, at the store, one of the stores, it was a local Dollar General. And I was in there, I was getting like some stuff for myself and then some stuff for her and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And this woman kept trying to pressure me and buying flowers. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. Like, this was every time I went to that Dollar General. Oh, you know, buy some flowers, buy some flowers, buy some flowers, buy some flowers. And it's like, you know, it's crazy. And I'll tell you another story too. One time I was in that store in that very Dollar General, and there was a guy in front of me. This woman was literally trying to pressure this man into buying a certain type of drink. And he kept saying his wife didn't like the drink and all that kind of good stuff. And he kept saying no, and no, and no. And eventually he like caved in. And I was like, what? You know, and it was like, and then another time she was like, you should go to this Mexican restaurant down the street, because if you do, get this. When you go there, order this and that. Don't order the other stuff. Order this. And it's like, you know, these people here, like, they don't have any life and they think they can tell others how to live theirs. And it's like, you know, these people desperately need to get a life. And they're not going to, though, because it's almost like watching other people get them off. It's almost like, you know, it's almost like that they don't want to do anything else but this. Like, I had one time, I went out walking. And I was, you know, just walking kind of by myself, and then somebody was like, "Hey, you know, where's your wife at?" You know, like, it was like, "Oh, I didn't know she had to be with me today." And it's like, you know, if my wife's not with me, where does your dumb ass think she's at? Like, it's like, you know, these people, They've got something wrong with them mentally. They got something wrong with them. It's like, you know, also, another thing too is like these nosy people. Like, I don't know if y'all have noticed this when y'all went grocery shopping, But people will literally start looking in people's carts like that, trying to figure out what they're buying, what they've got in the cart, if they've got too little, too much, or all this kind of stuff. And it's like, they feel the need to say something about it, if it's not the answer they're looking for sometimes. It's like most of the time they don't say nothing about it, but like there's rarely they will. Like, it's just, it's really ridiculous. And the fact that these people will get away with this kind of stuff, because the Matrix B system promotes nosiness. It's like the phone in our hand promotes nosiness. And it's like, we have all this information at the tip of our fingertips, but yet, these people that they can't get enough. It's like what they want to know is like endless amount of information, and too nosy, always trying to see what's going on in other people's lives while not doing anything with their own. Yeah, they're wasting time. They're literally wasting time that they have on this earth, because time is very limited. And it's like they're wasting all this time, and it's like, they don't really care if they really waste their life away, so to say. So it's like, if a person, I've even had them like in a store. Like another thing I've had them in a store is like another person to be like, you say you'll be sitting there by the hot bar, right? And then, you'll be sitting there kind of contemplating on what you want to eat. It's like, well, do I want chicken, or like, do I want some fish? And then the other guy next to you be like, hey man, or, the woman's like, hey, what are you going to get? What looks good to you? Or, and it's like, why do you need my approval for that? It just boils down to nosiness. They're just wanting to know what you're going to buy. And it's like, they also want to know if like you're going to spend as much money as them, or are you going to spend less money as them, or are you going to spend more money as them? Because see, if you spend less money than them, they feel like that they're on a big ego boost. And I never really understood this, really, why people have this type of mindset. But like, I've even had it, y'all, like, and another thing too, in GameStop, like, they, I had this one time, like, long ago, been years ago, like 2016, 2015, somewhere around there. It's back when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, sorry, came out, the Pokemon games for the 3DS. And there was like this event going on, like you could get like a certain Pokemon, and it was a shiny, and it was like, I had this whole run-in with somebody about it, somebody really being narcissistic and rude about it, and like, well, why the hell do you want that? Like, it was just really weird. But anyway, apparently that person got fired after that incident, because like I just wasn't going to deal with it. And another woman was in there too, and she noticed it too. And like, she was a pretty cool woman. She was a pretty chill woman. And she was like, man, she was like, that guy was rude as hell. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, telling somebody what to get, not to want to get. Like, it's just stupid. And another thing too is like, no matter what store you go into, like when I went and got my gaming PC, there was a worker there at Walmart, and he kept telling me, oh no, I should get this computer, or oh no, I should get that computer. And I was like, no, I'm not going to spend like $900 on a laptop. That's just ridiculous. I'm going to go a little bit cheaper than that, obviously. And I found this really good gaming laptop, and I ended up picking it, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if I'd recommend that. I mean, it's better than some of the others we got, but like, I would definitely go with the one that was like, it was like, I don't know, it was like $900 or something. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go down a little bit on that. Like, and it was like I ended up buying it, and then it was just really weird. And I had this one incident too, like, this person came up to me. I was like in a town about like an hour away, and I was sitting there in the electronics, and this guy comes up to me, and he goes, "Hey man, how you been? Oh man, that tornado was wild." And I looked at him. I'm like, "Do I know you?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's me, Jim." And I'm like, "I don't know a Jim." And he just kept on talking and talking and talking. And I kept giving this guy behind me, like kind of close to me. He was a black guy, and I kept giving him a look. I was like, "Hey," I was like kind of giving him the help me eyes. And he come over there. This black guy did. He was a good dude, like a really good dude, very nice, very polite. He's like, "You doing all right?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "I'm just shopping and all this." And then he was like, I asked him where something was. I just kind of made up something to try to get away from this person, and it worked. But just the whole thing was like really messed up. Like, I mean, if I knew you, that would be different. Like, but you're kind of like a total stranger, so I don't know what you're talking about. But like another thing too is where, like how that guy helped me. It's like, I don't understand. Like, I mean, he probably was somebody from my town. He probably was. But like, I don't doubt that at all. But it's like, he kept talking about like, oh, the tornado. It's like, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't know you like that. Like, just leave me alone. I'm trying to sit here, shop with my wife, do all this other stuff, get stuff done, get stuff going. And it's like, you're sitting here talking to me about nonsense, bullshit. And it's like, these nosy people, they will literally drain you of your time. They will waste your time telling you what to buy is messed up. Hey, it's Chris. What's going on here? Okay, so we're talking about a topic. I'm new to doing this kind of situation, but it's just a topic. I will talk about a lot of topics on the channel, and we're just kind of talking about this one. So feel free to listen if you want. But like another thing too is where, you'll be sitting there like going to a movie theater, and it's like, you'll say, "Oh, well, I want to see this movie," and it's like, "Are you sure? You sure you don't want to go see the other movie?" And it's like, I've had that happen literally. Like, and then you'll try to go in there, and it'd be like, "Well, why didn't you watch this one movie? Why did you pick that?" And it's like, because I can. People today, it's like, and I'll tell you another thing too. The smartphone has really fried the brains of almost everybody, like to no end. Like the only person I know personally that the smartphone has not fried is a very good friend of mine. She lives in Japan. And she talks about this all the time, that how people looking down at their phone just and it's like, you can't have a conversation with them unless they want to be nosy. Like, another thing too is where, like, I've even seen, like, if you have a blanket on the wall, like not on the wall, but on the where your curtains go, because some people hang up blankets, like they'll be sitting there and just peeping out behind it, and it's like trying to figure out what the hell you're doing, and I don't know why, like, because actually my neighbor, to be honest with you, she upstairs, she got rid of her curtains because she had to, and then she didn't get any more curtains because I see her looking out the window all the time. She's looking out the window a lot, and it's like it's really nosy, really weird. And another thing too is like it really makes me sick to the point to where like hang on, I'll read y'all's comments in a second. And it's like it's gotten to the point now. It's like, you know, all eyes are on you, y'all. They're on you. They are watching us, and it's like, you know, these people, they don't have a life. Obviously, we've got that covered, and it's like, you know, it's like they don't want you to have one as well. Like, say if you cut, like, these people are very low vibration people. They're not high vibration people at all. You know, they're more likely they're a lot of big pessimists. They're bringing a lot of the negative emotions, fear, anger, you know, or bitterness, or, you know, jealousy, gossip, you know, all this kind of stuff. And it's like these people are low vibrational. They're low vibrational. And it's like, you know, that's one reason why I can't really connect with a lot of people, because I'm a very high vibrational person. I'm not a low vibrational person like all these other people are. And it's like, you know, I think that's one reason why me and, you know, my friend from Japan, you know, get along so much. And, yeah, smartphones and social media have boosted people's egos and narcissism. Oh, yeah, it definitely has. It's like on overdrive. Facts, dude, facts. I had people judge me for being an RE fan because I liked RE6 and put it in my top 5. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I need to buy a shirt. I need to buy a Get a Life shirt, dude. I would so buy that. I'm not even joking. Like I would so buy that. It's not even funny. But anyway, like another thing too is like, yay. Why'd you say yay, Rosa? But another thing too is like they will also when they're like if you catch them like, you know, peeping like that, you know, they'll be peeping and then they'll duck down like that. Or it's like, it's really weird behavior, y'all. It's messed up. Like, I don't even know, like, how to even put it, like, at this point, because it's really ridiculous. Because the thing is like, you know, these people are not going to stop watching. It's almost like, you know, they would rather watch other people. If they want to watch something, why don't they just go watch television? Like, but no, that's not good enough for them. That's not good enough for them, because what they want to do is they want to watch everybody that they can come across. Like they're not interested in television. Like, they don't want to know that. Like, they want to know, like, you know, who you got over at your house, or who's been to your house, or, well, why are you not home? Like, I was with this one person, literally, and I just was stunned. We drove by, and the guy's wife was like, oh, so-and-so is not home. I'm going to have to text them and see where they are. And it's like, you know, what? Like, why would you feel the need to text somebody because they're not home? Why? And another thing too is, why are you driving by their house anyway to see if they are home or not? Like, you know, that's not normal, y'all. These people are not normal. And, you know, in society today, it's like it's heavily people love to do it. You know, like if you don't believe me, wait till a natural disaster happens. Wait till a natural disaster happens, and you will see everybody in the town to say whose house got destroyed, who salvaged this, or who lost all of this, or whose house got hit, or oh, did so-and-so get hit? And it's like, that's not really any of their business. Because it's not like they're going to help them anyway. I mean, if they're going to help them, I can maybe see that, but they're not going to, more than likely. They're just doing it to be nosy. And it's just like, it's very pathetic. It's very pathetic that these people they have a sad existence, y'all. They have a sad existence. And it's like, there's a difference in caring and being nosy. Facts. Freaking based, man. Like, it's like, you'll try to sit here and try to help somebody, it's like you'll be met with a bunch of nosy questions. Or like, you'll be at a restaurant and then all you'll hear is like people being nosy. And it's like, it makes me want to leave. There's a lot of things like that make me want to leave, like where I don't like being in public. We're actually going to kind of talk a little bit about that later on when I get on the console and stream a game. But as far as nosy people go, it's like, another thing that they will do is they will try to gaslight you when you call them out on their nosiness. You're so cute in your glasses. Thanks, Rosa. I appreciate that. Also, when you tell someone about what your plans are and they happen to do the exact same thing right after you tell them about it. Yeah, we're actually about to get into that, Storm. We're actually about to get into that. So, about what you said. So, say you got a business idea, okay? And they will be nosy, like, oh, hey, what's your business idea? Or like, oh, what are you gonna do for the holidays? And it's like, when you tell them, you'll notice they'll start doing the same thing as you. And then it's like, what you do is you tell them one thing, and then what you do is you do something better. You do something else. And it's like just to make them look like a jackass, right? And I've even seen people be like, oh, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you going here or are you going there? Oh, you should come down to the public community center. And it's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to come. I'm not going to come because there's not going to be anything but nosy people there trying to ask me, oh, what do I do? Where do I live? What street do I live on? Or, well, it's like, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. In fact, today when I went to get food, a guy was determined I gave him my food because I didn't deserve it. Because I was white and he was hungry. I know he wasn't. He said he deserved the food. I have no idea what you're trying to say, man. This happened at Second Baptist a lot. I have no idea what you're trying to say, man. Anyway, and it was like, that's the same thing the Pharisees did, y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all know it, but did you know the Pharisees were very nosy? They were very nosy people, and every time they did this type of nosiness, Jesus would shut them down. He would shut them down completely on anything, really. But the Pharisees were really nosy, and it's like, nosiness has been a problem. It's only getting worse and worse and worse. I feel like, nosiness has like got so bad, like since like 2000 and something, it's like it's way worse than what it once was. Like, back in sometimes like a lot of places I would go back in the 2000s, like you would do something. It's like not really, you would have nosy people, but it was like, not everybody was like on your ass trying to figure out where you're going, what you're doing, all this. And then church I went to were being nosy and asking everybody what we were doing. Yeah, I mean, church is full of middle class people. That's what they do. They're all nosy, and it's like that's why I don't talk to any of them. I don't talk to any of them. But another thing too is like, as a matter of fact, if I might touch on this, because I was talking to Storm the other day. It might have been, no, it was actually today. He mentioned something about going to a family reunion. And it's like that right there is the pinnacle peak of nosiness right there. Like, because they always want to ask you, oh, hey, where are you going to college? Or where you got a job? Or, oh, where do you live? What are you doing? And it's like, look, man, I don't know you like that. Not to mention, like, you're not in my life anyway. And three, it's like, get that low vibration out of here. Like, that's such low vibration. And it's like, everywhere you go is nosiness. You go to the club, nosiness. You go to the bar, nosiness. Grocery store, nosiness. Even at your own street, nosiness. It's like everywhere you go, there's no place you can go without running into nosy people. And I'm honestly really sick of it. I really am. Like, it's just like, there's a lyric. I don't listen to the guy, but I used to when I was young, the rapper Eminem. And he has a song, it's called The Way I Am. And in the song, there's one part where he goes, I can't even take a shit without it, people in the standing by the bathroom. Basically what he's saying is he's trying to sit here and say he can't even take a dump without somebody being nosy. Like, oh, hey, what are you doing in there? Are you peeing or pooping? What are you doing? Like, dude, look, man, like, I even had one time, like, I've heard people like people looking under the stalls trying to figure out what you're doing in the bathroom, or it's like the nosiness is unreal, y'all. It's unreal, and they're always trying to pump information out of you, and if they can't find it, they're going to do their damnedest. They're going to be like, they're like neighborhood watch, bro. They're like neighborhood watch, but not in a good way. They're not the good neighborhood watch that's like looking for criminals or anything. Like they're in it to be nosy, to like, just learn what they can about other people. And then when you're doing good and you happen to slip up even just once in their eyes, they get all upset and shun you for not being Mr. and Mrs. Perfect. It's terrible. Facts, Storm. That's a good comment, dude. That's very good. So it's like, you're absolutely right about that. Remember where I would have to ask David to do stuff when I was an adult as well, or when he came over, he was asking, or he would stare at us. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. That's invasion of privacy. Yeah, that is invasion of privacy, GG. You're absolutely correct. But it's like they don't care. They do not care. Like, honestly, if these people could watch your life 24/7, they would do it. They literally would do it because they have no life of their own. It's like, sure, they may have a career or a job or something, but that's not got a life. That's not a life. So it's like life is more than just something like that, So it's like, they think that that's the only thing that makes a good life. And it's like you'll notice, like, in their spare time when they're not working, that's what they're doing. They're driving around on that street, or going to these businesses trying to be nosy, find out information, or it's like a place where I used to live at the Dairy Queen. They will. I mean, there's so much nosiness that was in that Dairy Queen where I used to be. It's not even funny. Like, it's not even funny. Like, you can't even go in there and enjoy a meal. It's so bad. It's like, it's honestly pathetic. Like, because if you're going to sit here and talk this way, that's not good on a business. I'm going to be honest. That's not good on a business. So it's like, I feel like, nosy people should probably just not sit in a restaurant. Like, I don't know. Call me biased, I guess, because I don't like that. But anyway, it's like, there was this one guy I was sitting down in my Dairy Queen back where I used to live. And in the Dairy Queen where I used to live, they were like this guy come up to me. He started talking to me like he knew me, like asking all these nosy ass questions. And I was like, dude, do I know you? Like I've never seen you before. Like, can you kindly go away? And he just looked like, just offended. And it was just really weird. Like, it was really weird. Like, because we've talked about it a lot, y'all. Gigi, you've heard me talk about it. Rosie, you've heard me talk about it. People do very weird stuff in the Matrix B system. These people are very weird. But another thing, too, is like, they will make up some kind of story about you, these nosy people, like how they want you to be, especially if you're more like doing better than them. Because it's like, me personally, I'm honestly doing better than pretty much almost everybody in that town. So it's like, it's ridiculous. No, as someone who works in fast food service for years, I have told employees to mind their own business. I told them that they're not a manager, so it's not their damn business. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous because it's like, I've even heard of people be like, they'll be trying to use the bathroom in the restaurant, and then somebody will come up, who's in the bathroom? And it's like, dude, what? Like, why do you care who's in the bathroom? Like, I mean, that's just really weird. That's really weird. Like, it's just nosiness. Like, it's like, and then they'll like try to figure out, who was that was in the bathroom so long? And, it's like, in the town that I used to be in, like, it's just constant nonstop. And the town I'm in now is the same freaking way. It's the same way. Constant nosiness. And, like, even in KFC, y'all, even at KFC, like, you'll be sitting there like trying to eat some good chicken, right? Some good freaking chicken. And then somebody just like this one time, this guy, he walked in and everybody just turns their head, right? Trying to figure out who the hell he is. And it's like, what, have you never seen a grown man come in KFC to order some chicken? Like, there's several other men in here, men coming here every day. Like, what's the big deal? Like, what's the big deal about him ordering some chicken? No, what it was is they tried to figure, there's whispered amongst each other, and it's like, why do you care who is ordering chicken? Like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense why they want to know who's in the bathroom. It feels like they have a mental illness. Well, they do, man. They as a matter of fact, they do have a mental illness. And I don't know. It's just very disgusting, honestly. Like, I've never sat down and actually gave a damn who was in the bathroom. Like, I just kind of waited till they got out and then just did what I had to do. Like, I don't understand why people are like that, but like, and the same woman, y'all, like, I'm going to tell this story here. The same woman, so my wife was in the bathroom one time, and, she was, on What Women Are On every month, and the same woman I told you about, y'all, earlier, about, drove by that person's house and then like, oh, I'm going to have to text them and see why they're not there, and all that kind of stuff. And then it was just like, it was really weird. It was really weird. And You know, and my wife come out and told me, she says, "Hey, I got to tell you something." And I was like, "What?" And she was mad as hell, mad as hell, mad as a hornet. And I asked her, I said, "Well, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And you know, she said that damn woman. She said I crinkled a paper, a paper of what a woman uses, and she looked under the stall and asked what I was doing, or looked through the stall and asked what I was doing. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Wow, y'all, wow, that's just man." My landlord is nosy as heck. He will come in when I'm not home or just show up not letting me know. Yeah, landlords tend to do that. I actually have a maintenance guy, a maintenance man, and he's actually more nosy than his mother, apparently, because that's just beyond me, a man being nosy. They got to be a beta male, though. Anyway, he was always asking other people all these questions. And it's like, but he's asking other nosy people these questions. And I find it kind of funny, but it's like, these people, I only tell them what I don't really care for them to know. If I don't want them to know it, then I'm not gonna let them know it. Obviously, it's like none of your business. So it's like, it's just really dumb. And he will stare at me too. Look at my previous comment. Which comment? But yeah, it's like, I'll tell you another thing too, y'all. Like, one time I went into GameStop, right? And then, it was when, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 was like a deluxe pack on the PlayStation 4. And it was brand new, like brand spanking new, literally just freaking released on the PS4. And this guy at the GameStop, man, this guy, he was so nice, y'all, so nice, such a good guy. And he was the boss too. Like he was the boss of that GameStop. And it had a $20 price tag on it. And I took it to him and I was like, "Hey, there's no way that this is $20, bro. There's no way. This literally just released today." And he's sitting there, he's talking. He said, "You know what?" He said, "I like you." I was like, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "I appreciate your honesty." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm just an honest person." He's like, "I'll tell you what, even though this is a brand new game, I'm going to give it to you for $20 like price tag says. I'm supposed to do it anyway." But he said some people would actually tell you, no, I got to change that. But he's like, "I'm going to give it to you for $20. He's like, you have a good day and you enjoy it." And then, it was like the other person was like looking like being really nosy, mad that I got like a brand new freaking game for $20. And, it was just ridiculous, y'all. It was the one just above Storm's List. That's nice of him. Yeah, dude, such a good guy, man. Such a good guy. Like, I honestly wish that like he could have been like, at the GameStop in my area. Like, but like another thing too is like, hang on, let me read this comment. "Dude, I have had customers, I don't know, come up to me and try to handshake or give me a hug. I just tell them no, then they get pissed. I tell them I don't know you." Yeah, that's weird stuff, man. That's weird shit. Like, I mean, obviously, like I wouldn't sit there and be doing that kind of type of stuff, y'all. Like, I really wouldn't. And another thing too is like, it's also it's also really weird too, because if someone's like trying to shake your hand, it's like, and then they get pissed, it's like that tells me their intentions were toxic. That tells me their intentions are not there. It's not good intentions. That's what that shows me. Like, it's like, I'll tell you another thing too. It's like, When I got my PS5, people kept staring at me and followed me, dude. Even saying, "Do you want that PS5?" Dude, I mean, I had the same thing. I mean, not fully like what you said, but like people were staring at me like I was just, I don't know. Like it was really weird. But like I said earlier in the saying, in my area now, it's like, where I live at now, it's like when I'm walking down the street and, recording a YouTube video with like, my phone going like that, it's like people are looking at me like I'm just like an alien. Like they've never seen a YouTuber walk down the road carrying a video, and it's carrying a phone to record a video. Sorry. And it's like, I can't tell you how many weird looks I got with that. Cause it's like, I was even talking about that to somebody the other day in a local business. I was talking about, I was like, yeah, I was like, I can't even, it's really weird. I was walking down the road and people was looking at me like that. And she was like, yeah, people are like that here. And it's like, oh yeah, I know. I said, I've been here for a little while now, and I know. So it's like, it's really weird stuff. But it's like, I figured I would get on here and talk a little bit about this. I'll probably do a follow up to this video actually as well, because like there's just so much to get into. And another thing is like, are you for real? People don't know that here when I practice cinematography. Yeah, I'm for real, bro. I'm freaking for real. Like I was walking down the road, it's like they've never seen a YouTuber record a video. And it's like, because the thing is like all they're doing is being nosy, watching other people. You would think they've seen a YouTuber by now. But it's like, it's really weird, man. Really weird. And it was very weird. Like I can't tell you. Like this one guy was like even pointing at me or something, and it was like it was like he never saw somebody walk down the road or walk down into the forest or whatever, wherever I go. It's like it's really weird. Like you haven't seen someone record a YouTube video. Like, don't you know that YouTubers exist? Like, don't you watch YouTube? Like, I mean, obviously, if somebody is walking down the road recording like that, more than likely they're either recording a TikTok or a YouTube video, possibly even a Twitch video. So it's like, I don't know, it's really dumb. Like, it's very stupid, but it's very weird. Sorry, my wife interrupted me. But back in early 2000s, we would get into fights for being in people's business. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people like that, dude. That's kind of what I was trying to say the other day. Is like, back in the 2000s, not many people. Well, I mean, depending on where you lived, a lot of people was nosy, but like not everybody was nosy. Everybody's freaking nosy now, and it's like how's your wife? She's pretty good. She's good. And it's like, it's weird times we live in, y'all. Very weird times. It's like these people with low vibrations, y'all, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And it's like, a person who's like me that's got like high vibration, it's like, dude, I can't be around you. Like I cannot be around people with low vibration. I honestly, really, genuinely can't. And it's like, it doesn't make sense because, like, how did we get to this point? How did we get to this point of people just being so nosy, and all that? So it's like, it's very pathetic, that these people honestly, are like this. And I think the smartphones have got to deal with it. I think I think it's a lot of things. Can you explain vibration? Okay, so low vibration and high vibration are two different things. I'm what you call a high vibration individual. COVID made being nosy worse. Oh yes, I definitely agree with that. So it's like, okay, so low vibration people, they will always be linked to fear, anger, resentment, jealousy, gossip, They're always looking tired, feeling depleted, fatigued, low physical energy all the time. And it's like, this Matrix B system has completely worn almost everybody out. Like it really has. And it's like people are zombies now, y'all. Like when I go out in public, I literally feel like I live in Raccoon City. Like just zombies everywhere. Like, but it's just they're not flesh-eating zombies. They're just nosy zombies or just low vibration zombies. Like like stuff like like high vibration people. They focus on like happiness, joy, love, gratitude. They're energized, they're motivated, they're positive, strong, supportive, trying to fulfill connections with others. They want to talk to others. And, it's like these people, they don't, you can't get along with low vibrational people if you're high vibrational like me. So it's like, well, y'all in the Discord server watching, y'all know, Rosa, like Rosa, you're high vibrational, and it's like it's very crazy because it makes like the high vibrational people isolated and they feel lonely, and it's like these people they just don't get along. It's kind of like Bloods and Crits. Like they don't get along. Those two gangs do not get along. High vibrational people, low vibrational people. The high vibrational person is like they're gone. Like it's not going to happen. And the chosen ones they're high vibrational. They're very high vibrational. And, it's like they ain't got time for nosy people or none of that, so I wish I grew up in a different time. I mean, I don't really wish that because I would have to give up the one thing that really makes me happy. So I like, as far as like non-people go, so it's like, I wouldn't really wish that. I mean, I'm blessed and lucky that I was able to grow up. My childhood was in a generation where cell phones, smartphones wasn't really a thing. I mean, and when the iPhone came out in 2007 or 8 or whatever, it's like not a lot of people had it. Like mostly like celebrities had it and stuff like that. But like it was just it was a good time to be in. It definitely was. But like I miss those times. I do. But I wouldn't want to give up the good games I've got. I wouldn't want to, give up the stuff that truly makes me happy. And it's just, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, that's crazy, man. I wouldn't even do that. But yeah, I mean, let me know down in the comments for the people going to watch this video in the future. Let me know if y'all have had any of these weird incidences of nosy people. God put you in this time for a reason. That is based, man. That's based. That's facts. But it's like, yeah, I mean, y'all in my Discord server, y'all know, like, we talk about this all the time, y'all. We talk about it all the time, and it's just, it's a crazy time to be in, too, though, y'all. Like, it honestly really genuinely is. But yeah, I figured I would get on here and talk about this for a little while. If you like this kind of content, I do plan to do it more, when I'm feeling up for it. But like, yeah, sorry for all the Rihanna posters in the background. The people in the Discord chat know, well, I have that now. So yeah, anyway, it's like, I'm so sick and tired of these nosy people, y'all. Like that's one reason you can't just you can't go out in public. You can't enjoy it. I don't mind the posters. Yeah, it's like, some people would probably be like, well, why the hell does he got like a buttload of Rihanna behind him? But it's just like, like they not only do they not have any life, but it's like they want you to not have a life too. That's what it seems like to me. And it's like, yeah, no, I have a life. I'm not gonna waste my time caring about what somebody else thinks. I would rather play a video game, watch a film, or go out or do something, or do some work around the house or whatever. Whatever, it's like no, I'm good, man. I'm good. But yeah. Also, to the people that's in my Discord server, let me know if you like this kind of content. Because if so, I can make a channel on it. But yeah, it's just crazy stuff. My acting class is more caring and loving than most so-called Christians. Yeah, we're not going to get into that can of worms today, man. That's a topic for another video. You keep whatever you want on the wall, unapologetic. Yeah, that's how I am. But I before I go though, that guy that I was mentioning, the maintenance man, like if you tell him something, he will literally go up to the office and tell them what it is. Like everybody in the whole complex will know it, the office will know it. And it's like, and then eventually the whole town knows it. So it's like, my other area where I lived in before was like that, very bad. So it's like, it's really crazy. It's really crazy because, like, in that area, about that tornado, it's like, people was literally being nosy the night as soon as it hit. Like after it hit, people was gossiping, talking about jobs, and just being nosy. It was like, literally a historic tornado came through here, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to be nosy, you're going to gossip and talk about jobs. Like, look, a job is not going to save you from a tornado, y'all. There's no point in talking about a job if a tornado has went through. That's not even, that shouldn't even be on the table for discussion. Like, if you want to talk about that in your own time, cool, whatever, go have at it. But like, leave that crap out of that. Like, but like, another thing too is like, it just really makes me sick. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I had a thought, but then I lost it. But like, it's just, I don't know. It's very pathetic because, love you, brother. Yeah, you too, man. Yeah. But it's like, these people, they don't, I don't know, man. It's very weird stuff that they're on. And my friend James came down to help his family. He said so many were starting and asking who was about ABD, about who he was about and what he was doing there. Yeah, I mean, I can believe it. Because in that town, it's like, you if you're a foreigner from you're not from that town, like oh man, dude, they are bad in that town that you're talking about. They're bad. But it's like, I don't know. These people just make me sick, honestly. And what is it? Well, thank you, Rosa. I know you think that. But yeah. Yeah, you are too, Rosa, by the way. But yeah. Like I said, yeah, I mean, that's another topic too for another video. But it's like, yeah, I felt like I was really needed to come and talk about this, honestly, because it's like, a lot of people, this is the reality we live in, y'all. This is the messed up, twisted, sick reality we live in as human beings. And it's like, you know, I don't see a lot of talk about this stuff within the gaming community. And so I figured that I would talk about it in the gaming community, you know, because it's just I don't know, it's just very pathetic. No, I was saying that's why I think they stare. Oh yeah, probably, man. That's probably one reason why they do. But another thing before I go, I am going to make a channel, like I said, on Discord about these kind of topics, and then probably share the videos on my Discord server. So, yeah, if I should make a channel on it, since it's kind of just directed at, you know, for the channel and then anime and anime games. So I mean, it's up to the people in the Discord server. I'll have to get together with them and talk about it. But you know, it's like yeah, y'all, it's crazy world we live in. And but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. I'm hungry. I have got to go eat. And then after that, I'm going to do a stream. I'm going to do a stream on YouTube while playing a game. And we're going to talk about another topic of why I hate going out in public. So if you want to stick around for that, you know, come on by. But yeah, I'm going to end this one here. So I appreciate everyone for joining. God bless you all, and I will see you next time.